So I wrote the Play-Doh recipe up here so I can follow it pretty easily, and I have my ingredients here. I'm excited. Let's get cooking. The first thing our recipe says to do is to add liquid ingredients to the pot. So the first one up there is water, and it is, let's see, 3/8 cups water. So right here in this is a measuring bowl, and it has a little 8 that's halfway. So 1, 2, 3, because I'm having the recipe. All right, so that was my 3/8 cup water. Next in the liquid ingredients is lemon juice, and I'm going to do 1.5 tablespoons of our substitute lime juice right here, or 1.5. So that was 1, and this is 1/2 of our lime juice. Next is our vegetable oil, and it asks for 1/2 tablespoon of vegetable oil. So I'm going to fill this halfway. Oops. That wasn't halfway. In fact, I should have done this over this bowl right here. That would have been a good idea. Then I would have poured it in here and done 1/2 over there. But you know what? About 1/2 fell in. So I'm going to leave it at that. Sometimes that happens. You learn lessons sometimes. Well, it's in there, so we'll let it be. If it's just a touch and it's close and it's vegetable oil, when it comes to making something like Play-Doh, it's okay to let it slide. Okay, so we have the lime juice in there, and we have the water, and we have the vegetable. Now we're going to put it on to heat. While that's heating, we're not going to let it boil, just get hot. We're going to mix our dry ingredients in this bowl. So we halved our flour, so we're doing 1/2 cup of flour. Originally, it asked for a whole cup, but instead, we're just going to use 1/2 cup. So we're going to put 1/2 cup of flour in the bowl. I'm going to press it on top so it's nice and flat on top. Another strategy you can do besides pressing it to the top is to use a knife. And you can take the knife and go right over. In fact, I'll show that to you. So I'm going to put that back in. I'm going to get it on top. And look what you can do. You can take the knife and you can go straight across and makes a nice flat edge. All right, I've put my flour in. Next, I'm going to put in my salt. So how much salt does it call for? We're going to put in 1/8. And I'm going to put that in. Now, it says mix it about. So I'm going to get my fork and I'm going to mix. Okay, that's mixed. Okay, so my liquid ingredients are getting warm and they're not boiling yet. So I'm going to put in some food coloring. I just grabbed the first one that I touched, which is a very fun neon blue. I put some in. And I could stir it around. This is so light that I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna mix it around like that. And then it says add your dry ingredients. So I'm gonna put them in. So now I'm mixing. So we're just gonna let that cool for a few minutes. Okay. So some time has passed. So here's my Play-Doh. It looks great, and I can add this material to my invention box because it's very helpful. So you have just added to your invention materials something that you can use to model some of your ideas. Add it to your materials for prototyping in your invention box. You want to keep your building Play-Doh, your material here, you want to keep it fresh. So I have this, it's a recycled container, and I'm going to keep it in that. Now, you may not have a container like this, but you may have a Ziploc bag. You could keep it in a Ziploc bag. You could also keep it in a plastic egg. Those are used for Easter. If you could keep it in that. You could also wrap it in saran wrap or foil. You could even just put it in a jar. But you want to keep it fresh as possible. Now, if I had a smaller container, like a smaller yogurt container, that would be even better. You want to keep it away from air as much as possible. Right now, I don't have that, so this is the best I've got presently. But there we go. Enjoy making some Play-Doh and adding it to your materials box.